Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityaṁ bhāgavata-sevayā. Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nishtaki. Aradhayo Bhagavan Vrajeshu Tanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam. Viramya Kachitupasana Vrajavadhu Vargena Va Kalpita. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Pramanam Amalam Prema Pamartho Mahan. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu Matamidam Tatradharana Para. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear worshipable devotees, thank you so much for joining. Baldev Prabhu, Philip Prabhu, Arun Prabhu, and Kashish Mataji, thank you so much for your kind association in reading Canto 10, Chapter 22 of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, entitled Krishna Steals the Gopis' Garments. So we read till text number 16 yesterday, very, very important verse, and we were kind of discussing on this point that Supreme Lord is telling, Bhavatyo yadime dasyo maya uktam va karishyatha. Bhavato, O young girls, yadi, if you consider yourself as my servant, dasya, okay, sorry, I'll read here. Maya uktam, then Maya uktam, uktam means speak. Whatever I have spoken, then you must do it. Maya uktam va karishyatha, then you must act upon it. And we pondered, we were relishing the meaning that all of us, if we call ourselves as Krishna's servant, or we want to be Krishna's servant, or we would like to be Krishna's servant, then we must act. If we say, I'm the servant of your servant, right? That's what Lord Chaitanya said, Gopir Bharatur Padkamalayor Das 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 Anudas. So that really means to act, to execute their instructions, to as Arjuna, to give up one's own ideas and execute what Krishna wants us to do fully. Exploring or going a little bit deeper in there, Yudhishthir Maharaj was very, very powerful. Dharmaraj Yudhishthir, the son of, Yamaraj himself. He had never spoken a lie in his life, and therefore his chariot would always be a few inches above the ground. His chariot was always a few inches above the ground. But during the time of the war, at the time when Ashwatthama's killing plot was being made to kill Dronacharya actually, then Krishna told that kill the elephant Ashwatthama, and everyone announced Ashwatthama Hata, Ashwatthama Hata, Ashwatthama is dead, Ashwatthama is dead. And everyone announced, but Dronacharya knew one person cannot lie, and that's Yudhishthira. And Krishna knows everything, and he knew that Dronacharya will come to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Dronacharya did come to Yudhishthira, because if Yudhishthira says Ashwatthama is dead, his child is dead, then he will believe and he'll just practically give up his body because he was so attached to his child, his son. Same thing happened. Dronacharya, when he gets the news that Ashwatthama is dead, comes to Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira, everyone is saying Ashwatthama is dead, but I trust only one person, and that's you. If you say, I'll believe it. Yudhishthira said, Ashwatthama hata. Krishna had told him to only say that. Ashwatthama is dead. Ashwatthama hata. But Yudhishthira Maharaj at that point said, Narova Kunjova. Human or elephant? Ashwatthama is dead. Narova Kunjova. Is it the human Ashwatthama or the elephant Ashwatthama? But Krishna, no matter what we do, what will happen is what Krishna wants. Right? At that time, there was a conch blown. So that sound, the second part of Yudhishthira's statement was not heard. All Dronacharya heard is what Krishna wanted him to hear, that Ashwatthama is dead from the mouth of Yudhishthira. At that point, he gave up. He practically laid in samadhi and gave up his life. But one thing happened. Since Yudhishthira did not exactly as it is follow Mayoktam va karishyata, at that time he did not follow. That time his ratha came to ground, which was always a few inches up. So technically he spoke a lie. He spoke a lie. And this we can see in multiple aspects, that Arjuna at the beginning of the war had certain mindset. Chapter 1 talks about Arjuna's mindset, gives the reasoning why he did not want to fight, and multiple logical reasons. But at the end of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says, Karishyasi vachanam tava. I will do. Nashta moha smritir labdha. My illusion is gone, my moha is gone, and my remembrance has been rekindled. Now I will do the way you want me to do. Prabhupada, same mood. Please, nachao se mate. Make me dance the way you want me to dance. That means I will do the way you want me to do. That's the mood of great souls, the great disciples. Bhavato yadi me dasya mayoktam va karishyata. So the gopis said, oh, we are your servants, but if you're my servants, then you must do what I'm saying you to do. 100% surrender. 100% surrender. If the guru says jump from the building, the disciple jump from the building. If the guru says jump in fire, the disciple jumps in fire. Now someone rationalist and what, this doesn't make sense. This is so irrational and illogical. But actually, a pure guru, a pure Vaishnava will never say anything for selfish reasons. It may sometimes seem irrational, but actually it's a transcendental thing which the disciple may not be able to comprehend. But having that faith is what Krishna is saying here. We should not surrender to any Tom, Dick, Harry as guru. First, we should do our due diligence, use our good intelligence, not surrender to any Tom, Dick, Harry. But if we have chosen the right spiritual master and the right Guru Parampara, then we must be ready to execute what they say. Right? Because whatever they say is for our benefit. Sometimes we may be able to comprehend it. Sometimes we may not be able to immediately comprehend it. What is the benefit in this? Reminds me of a short story which one time there was a guru, very, very powerful devotee, and he had a disciple named Ramdas. Ramdas was not very intelligent, like Bhondu, dull-headed. But he had a wonderful quality of complete surrender to Guru. Guru says sit, he'll sit. Guru says stand, he'll stand. As it is. And he had a lot of awe, reverence, love, and devotion towards Guru. He was not very scholarly. He didn't remember any verses. He didn't remember he could not speak big classes. Some of the other people could. Some of the other disciples of this bona fide great Guru could quote a lot of verses, left and right, scriptures, very, very intelligent. And guess what? Knowledge brings pride in many, many cases, sometimes in spiritual life also. Oh, I can give better class than you. Oh, I know more verses than you. I'm a better devotee than you. That leads to pride. Therefore, we should always be on guard. So some of the other disciples, they developed pride and started to think Ramdas as low. Hey, he's silly guy. He doesn't know much. Ramdas was oblivious of all those things. To a pure soul, to a humble person, one who is always thinking oneself lower than the blade of grass, amanina manadena, trinadapi sunichina, then he doesn't care for any respect. Someone gives respect, oh, it belongs to Guru. Someone doesn't give respect, anyways, I'm so fallen, I don't deserve respect. Right? Nothing to lose. Someone gives, oh, all glories to Guru. All glories to Prabhupada. Someone doesn't give, oh, I'm anyway so fallen, why should they be respecting me? I have no good qualities anyways. I'm ocean of faults. Why? But if we think, oh, I gave such a nice class, everyone should say Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Oh, I quoted so many verses, everyone. So that knowledge may lead to pride, that may lead to false ego, that may lead to expectation of glamour, of fame, etc. And Guru sensed that in the disciples, in the other disciples, that this is not healthy. And Guru wanted to teach a lesson. So he said, I'm getting old. Guru was old. And he had a boil in his feet, like a foda, what do you call foda? Boil? Pus, right? Boil full of pus and on his leg, the bottom part of his leg. And he called all his disciples that, my dear children, my dear disciples, I have got this big boil, this big foda with a lot of pus and mucus and pus and a lot of, and it is quite deadly. So what to do? I diagnosed, and the Vaidya said, if any of my disciples are willing to drink the fluid, right? The nasty fluid, then I will be cured and I can maybe live more. Disciples were young, most of them. Guru was old, maybe in 60s, etc. So guess what? Everyone said, but there is one thing. If you drink this, then probably you may not live. Probably. There is some chance that you may not live, because it is, it's like poisonous. It's toxic. It's not good. It's full of, bad stuff. It's nasty. Everyone is thinking who should drink that, and said, Guru Maharaj, you know what? You are anyways old, right? We are young. We have so much to live. We have, so no one volunteered. No one volunteered. And Ramdas was not there actually at that time. No, none of these heavy scholars and big gyanis, a lot of verses they knew. No one said, we are ready to take the pain for, if he said, Guru Maharaj, you have lived your life. We will continue your legacy. We will do the prachar in your absence. Even if you leave the planet, we will continue. And then Ramdas got to know. And Ramdas eagerly, happily, joyfully, enthusiastically said, Guru Maharaj, I'll take it. Why didn't tell me before? Why? These are all such nice devotees. You don't ask them. I am such a useless person. Let me take care of this. My life will be of value if it gives even one more second to you, to your life. Because I am a useless, dumb person anyways. I have no good qualities anyways. If I live or die, there is no benefit to anyone anyways. But if you live even 1 second more, Lavamatra, so many millions of people will get benefit by your good presence. Lavamatra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoy. So even me dying at this moment gives you even 1 second more, I will happily take it. And right in front of everyone, the Guru was very pleased with Ramdas. Guru was very pleased. And right in front of everyone, Ramdas started to drink it. Drink the foul fluids from that boil. And after he did all that, Guru asked Ramdas, how do you feel? He said, Gurudev, I have never ever experienced anything more nectarian than this. This is amazing, right? I hope you're in the story, right? Not boring you. I have never ever experienced anything more nectarian than this. What is it? And then Gurudev said that actually this is mango juice. I had created a foul or like a false boil and put some like mango juice pouch or something he did to test and to show what is real surrender. Bhavato yadi me dasyo mayoktam va karishyata. If you really consider myself your servant, Guru's servant, Krishna's servant, then, and if Krishna is happy, Guru is happy, yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado. If Guru is happy, Krishna is happy. And that same devotee Ramdas, he became a great scholar by Guru's mercy. If Guru is pleased, then the real knowledge, divya gyan hriday prakashito. It doesn't come by learning and memorizing verses, and it doesn't come by our own. Yes, we have to make the effort, but the real knowledge comes by the blessing of the spiritual master. If we therefore, when we pleased Guru, when we please Vaishnavas, then real knowledge comes. Bhakti is not a process like going to the market and getting potatoes. That we can buy, pay $2, you get $2 potatoes. Pay $10, you get $10 worth of stuff. Bhakti we cannot get. Material things we can get if we have the qualification, if we have the amount to pay. Bhakti is received. Bhakti we cannot buy. Bhakti we cannot pull. Bhakti is handed over or received. Krishna se tomara, Krishna te paro tomara shakti ache. Krishna is yours, O Vaishnava Thakur. Tomara shakti, you have the right, you have the power. So again, bhavato yadi me dasyo mayoktam vakarishaka. So we can always remember this and take this from this chapter. Very, very important lesson. If we really consider ourselves as a servant of Guru, a servant of Krishna, then we must really be very eager, enthusiastic to execute their instructions, to execute Prabhupada's instructions. And this I'm speaking for myself. Sorry, we just got carried over with this story. And any thoughts before we really start reading new verse for today? Any comments so far? Okay, yes, Kashish Mataji.
Hare Kṛṣṇa, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. In the beginning, when you were telling the story of Yudhishthira, Dharmaraj, and Ashwatthama, and then the moment you said that ultimately what happens is what Krishna wants, it gave me a kind of joy. It was wonderful the way you said it, and it strengthens the belief that we should always believe in what happens. It is Krishna's mercy, and we should accept it. So it was wonderful the way you spontaneously said and happily. So it gave me a kind of joy. So I just want to share this thing. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Very thank you. You want to read? Are you in a position to read also? Since I already spoke so much, I would like all of you to read.
May I, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please.
Tanvat Pranam, all devotees, all goodies to Srila Prabhupada. Text number 17. Tato Jalashayat Sarva Dwarika Shita Vepita Parnebhyam Yonimachatya Prokte Ruh Shita Karshita. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His disciples ki jai. Translation. Then, shivering from the painful cold, all the young girls rose up out of the water, covering their public area with their hands. Purport. The gopis had assured Krishna that they were his eternal servants and would do whatever he said, and thus they were now defeated by their own words. If they delayed any longer, they thought some other man might come along, and this would be unbearable for them. The gopis loved Krishna so much that even in that awkward situation, their attachment to him was increasing more and more, and they were very eager to stay in his company. Thus, they did not even consider drowning themselves in the river because of the embarrassing situation. They concluded that they could do nothing but go forward to their beloved Krishna, putting aside their embarrassment. Thus, the gopis assured each other that there was no alternative and rose up out of the water to meet him. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, back to you. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for reading this verse. So this is the point where gopis were defeated in all the logic. And of course, it's all very humorous thing going on in fun and joy. And finally, at this point, after a lot of back and forth, like we saw in a lot of previous verses, they are saying, hey, I'm not lying. If you don't trust me, ask my friends, right? So then the gopis, there's a lot of, that we read from the commentaries and the purports, many verses, right? That kind of negotiation is happening. You give us first. No, you come out first. No, you, what if you don't give? Oh, well, you only one of you come and then test it out, right? So finally, here, full surrender. They said, better, some other gopis said, better we get our clothes now when other people are not here. They are just young boys, and we are also, young. Young means like around 5 years old. If more people come, then it'll be very more embarrassing, a lot more embarrassing. So Krishna may test us. Krishna certainly tests us. Gopis or Gopangana, Gopakumaris gave up their embarrassment, right? Maybe all of you can tell more examples where some other devotees gave up something which was very, very, to take shelter of Krishna, they gave up something which is very dear to everyone. It could be family, could be friendship, could be money, could be house, anything you recall from any other example where a devotee gave up something which is dear to them or which is very precious. Like here, they gave up their embarrassment. This is like their lodge, right? They were ready to go in front of Krishna and get their clothes. So this is something very dear to anyone, right? Can any one of you tell some other examples where a devotee, to surrender to the Supreme, gave up something very dear to them?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, I think Prithu Maharaj, he wanted to do 100 Ashwamedha Yagnas. But, then, of course, due to Lord's mercy, he got information from Lord Brahma, I think. So he gave up that idea. Thank
Excellent.
you, Prabhuji.
Very nice. 99 greater than 100 is a beautiful article by Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. The power of 99 greater than 100. Because the extra one came from the unalloyed surrender. So he, as Sudhir Prabhu mentioned, he did not care, oh, doing 99 yagyas, Ashwamedh yagyas. Oh my God, this is like, we're not talking about 99. I mean, doing 99 rounds also is a very big thing, but that probably someone can do in one day or so. But doing 99 Ashwamedh yagyas is no joke. So, very nice example. He gave up his idea to please Guru Brahmadev. What else?
Suppose Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur wanted to eat a mango before offering to the Lord, and his father forbade him and rebuked him. He is very young, 2 and 3 years old, but he took the promise not eating mangoes in his lifetime anymore.
Very nice. I was also thinking of Vibhishana. Vibhishana gave up his family, his brother, right, to take shelter of the Lord Ram. He went to the other party not knowing what will happen. Like, he risked his life. He gave up his family because they were not conducive to bhakti. Very appropriate. I mean, everyone is attached to their family. Mirabai's example also comes. She also gave her family, and they were not conducive. Even Shabari, right? She also gave up the same thing. So we see a lot of examples. Even Raghunath Das Goswami, right? Gave up his family. He was like multi-billionaire in present days. The wife like a heavenly apsara. So consider, very good house, very good wife, very lot of wealth. He gave up. Narottam Das Thakur. So many great examples are there that they gave up something very precious. Yeah, Mata is mentioning Lakshmana for the service of Lord Ram, 14 years. Did not care. So even our dear Prabhupada, so much he gave up. The comfort of Vrindavan environment. Who doesn't want to be in Vrindavan? Especially, he gave up his family for all of us, for complete surrender, right? And there are multiple such examples, multiple such examples. So, any more thoughts before we move on to the next verse?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Just a brief question. I'm so inspired by all these devotees you mentioned. When something comes across in our lives that we can sort of renounce, that will bring us closer to Krishna, is it obvious? Because it seems like the more I contemplate devotion and the more I immerse myself in this, I see things all around me that just I feel like I need to get rid of, and just and not even like that. I'm sort of, it's almost like I'm tripping over myself to get rid of things. Like I'm just, as soon as I see something else that I can get rid of that would please Krishna, I'm actually like ecstatic about it. Is this a good way to be, or is this a good compass to not give up things recklessly, but to give up things the right way, I guess?
It's a good question, Prabhu. We are not saying to become like Vibhishana. We're not saying to become like Mirabai or Shabari. We're not saying if someone's wife is not supportive, forget about her, like Raghunath Das Goswami, or so it has to see that what is the main thing we have to give up. First of all, so Radhanath Maharaj explains this nicely. The main thing we have to give up is the mentality that we have anything to give up. Right? Because the moment I consider it's me and for me or for my enjoyment, aham mameti, I, me and mine, that becomes a problem. So our society is not a society of giving up things. Like Prabhupada shared this example. Like there was one Baba, one so-called guru. He was like doing his hand like, hey, don't bring money close to me. Money far. I don't touch money. Prabhupada said, take my photo. And that photo got famous, that Baba is doing like this, don't bring money close to me. Prabhupada said, put a lot of money in my lap, take my photo. And tell that we are, this is a beautiful definition of what is renunciation. There are different types of renunciation. One is artificial renunciation. I mean, let me, now since you asked this nice question, let me open that topic. Just give me a few seconds to. Okay. I have that open for you. For everyone, I mean for myself. So let's read about this 4 kinds of renunciation. These are kind of, one is called Markat Vairagya. Markat means monkey. Like monkey may be just eating roots and fruits, but always the mind is in sense gratification. And if you have observed, I mean, you'll see them, engaged in the opposite sex like multiple times a day. Monkeys. They may be eating roots and shoots, right? Simple. Eating is simple, but where is the mind? In sense gratification. The next is Shamshan Vairagya. Shamshan refers to a cremation ground. So renunciation at cremation ground. At cremation grounds, at the place of death, people, oh, such a nice person. Why this happened? After all, everyone has to pass away one day. Yeah, life is short. Oh, he was so young. Why did it happen to him? This was not expected. Talking very, very big things, very, very like a self-realized soul. But next day, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Back to square. Right? So on that day, they talk very, very nice stuff. Oh, Shamshan, that's called Shamshan Vairagya. But next day, same, meat eating, smoking, drinking. No, not healthy. Phalagu Vairagya, artificial. Like the example I said, artificial mithyachari, like artificial, externally, like trying to renounce. For example, if we can, for example, God has given us, let's say, ability to speak. Some people put Maunurata, right? That's artificial renunciation. Maun means not speaking. Not speaking is better than bad speaking, right? But God has given us mouth for a purpose, and that purpose is to speak good, Krishna Katha. If God did not want us to speak anything, to stay maun, then He would not give a mouth to talk, right? So we can use this mouth, the power to speak in a good way also. Same with eyes, same with hands, same with intelligence, same with this laptop, same with the flight. Some people did, oh no, we can't travel, right? I won't, cross 50 miles. Okay. And then they disrespect someone. Hey, why is, sannyasis are not supposed to cross the ocean. They will criticize. Hey, sannyasi, he's a sannyasi. Why did he cross the ocean? Sannyasis are not supposed to take flight, this, that. You can't travel. And we have to understand, utility is the principle. What are they doing crossing in using those flights? Prabhupada used hundreds of flights. Jet age acharya. Prabhupada said, the people are running so fast away from Maya, so have to catch up I have to run with that speed so I can bring them quickly to Krishna. That's called actually real renunciation, and that's the last one, yukta vairagya. The things, knowing that everything belongs to the Lord and trying to engage in His service to the best of our abilities. Understanding that connection with Krishna, that nirbandha Krishna sambandhi, to understand that relationship with Krishna, that this laptop is also Krishna's property, this car is also Krishna's property. But again, we have to have that good intelligence, and of course do it maturely under guidance of Guru Sadhu Shastra, like the example of TV to TV. We're waiting for that article, by the way. From television to transcendental vision. Like, we also have a TV, but actually we have a big whiteboard in front of it, so we never turned it on. So I mean, we hardly turn it on. So it's not serving any purpose. And if you think that by getting rid of that helps you to be more Krishna conscious, then why not? And by doing so, you are getting a chance to go to the sadhu sangha, where I have this very strong feeling that unlimited good things are going to unfold for you. Then you should do that. But if you say, we don't recommend anyone to take very big extreme steps. No. Oh, should I just renounce everything and go to Vrindavan and just stay there? Maybe not a very good idea, unless it's very thoughtfully planned and discussed and and analyzed. And I'm not saying going to Vrindavan is wrong, so don't consider me wrong. But at the right stage, with the right maturity, with the right blessings of Guru Sadhu Shastra, very good idea. And same, many people do that, but under right guidance. So same could be with one's job, right? Oh, my job is very bad. It takes a lot of time and energy, then we must discuss with. Therefore, we need Diksha Guru, Shiksha Gurus. We must discuss and see what can be done and plan for it and maturely execute it. And Krishna will guide us. Does that help, Prabhu?
Hare Kṛṣṇa, Prabhu. Of course, very helpful as always. I think maybe that thing that I was concerned about, that sort of reckless renunciation, is more in that artificial category that you highlighted. And the true renunciation is more intelligent, more discerning, but still just as blissful. And so, yes, but not harmful or not artificial. So thank you. It's very good. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Thank you, Prabhu. Anyone else has any other comments?
So, Prabhuji, this classification of Bodhaggo, for whom? Like common people like me? Because we see the Get Acharyas, Rupa Goswami, Shantanu Goswami, they left everything. Raghunath Goswami. So this classification for us, common people?
It's for, you can see, some people will fit in one category, some people will fit in other category. Even the great acharyas, if we see, we cannot artificially copy paste in their lives. And what is real meaning of vairagya actually? Rag means attachment. Vairag means no attachment. That's one meaning, but that's very elementary meaning. Real meaning of vairagya means vishishta rag, special attachment, special rag, special attachment, and that special attachment is Krishna. So those Goswamis, which Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, etc., they did serve Nawabs, in the kingdom, very influential positions for a considerable time. But then later, to fulfill the order of Lord Chaitanya, they intelligently escaped. So, and that too also was, this in discussion with Lord Chaitanya, actually, their guru. So at some point, something may be applicable, but again, what Prabhupada emphasized, for us, all of us, is don't artificially do anything, right? Don't do mithyachar. Gita also mentions, better to be a sincere sweeper in the street than to be a pseudo renunciate. Bhagavad Gita mentions that, Prabhupada mentioned in the purport. So artificial, and one other Maharaj said this, we all should be sannyasis. Really? Yes. Not in the dress, but in the heart. External detachment towards things which are not conducive for Krishna. If something is conducive and we can use it intelligently in Krishna's service, we can accept it. But internally try to connect. The goal is internally we should be try to connect more to Krishna. And if that thing, let's say laptop, helps me for that attachment, then I should use it. But if same time, if I think, over usage of it is causing me less connected to Krishna, then I should probably carefully monitor it, my usage. Same with the phone, same with Wi-Fi or whatever. Excess could cause problems. So there's no straightforward one answer to, but the principles are laid very clearly. Yukta Vairagya is what we should aspire for. But if something on the name of Yukta Vairagya is leading to more attachment to matter and less to spirit, then we should reevaluate it. Then probably we should, on the name of Yukta Vairagya, we should not say, for example, I'll give you the story. One story I'll share. Someone bought a very nice, expensive swing. And they put in their house, and their spiritual master, Raghunath Maharaj, came to their house. And he said, Maharaj, please sit on this swing. I got it for you only. Maharaj said, really? You got it for me? You didn't ask me. You're getting something for me. How many times I've come to your home? This is the first time in 15 years. And how many times I will come to your home? Maybe one more time in the lifetime. And you got this for me? So we should not justify Yukta Vairagya on the name of sense gratification. It's okay to be honest. It's okay. I have this. I'm not pure. I am what I am. I have this desire. I want this expensive swing. So I want it for me and my family. That's okay. At least we are being honest and not putting Guru's tag or Prabhupada's tag or Yukta Vairagya tag. So it's all about heart. It's all about what is in our mind and heart. So as far as possible, we should try to absorb the principle of Yukta Vairagya genuinely. At the same time, keep life simple. That's the principle. Try to keep the life simple and follow Yukta Vairagya. Haribol.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Anyone has more additions, thoughts, corrections? Okay. I think we can read the next verse. So let's go for it. Who would like to read? Text 18.
Hare Kṛṣṇa Prabhuji.
Yes, Arun Prabhu, please.
All Vaishnav के चरणों में मेरा सतम प्रणाम. Text 18. भगवान आहता वीक्ष्य शुद्ध भाव प्रसादितः स्कंधे निधाय वांसासी प्रीतः प्रोवाच सस्मितम्. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Abhay Charanarvind, Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai. When the Supreme Lord saw how the gopis were struck with the embarrassment, he was satisfied by their pure loving affection. Putting their cloths on his shoulder, the Lord smiled and spoke to them with the affection. Purport by Śrīla Prabhupada. ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Śrīla Prabhupada comment, the gopis' simple presentation was so pure that the Lord Krishna immediately became pleased with them. All the unmarried gopis who prayed to Katyayani to have a Krishna as their husband were thus satisfied. A woman cannot be naked before any male except her husband. The unmarried gopis desire Krishna as their husband, and he fulfilled their desire in this way. For the aristocratic girls like the gopis, standing naked before the young boy was worse than the death, and yet they decided to give up everything for the pleasure of Lord Krishna. He wanted to see the power of their love for him, and he was completely satisfied by their unalloyed devotion. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadham bhakti upaharitam ashnami prayat atmanaha. If one offers me anything with love and devotion, Krishna says in the 9.26 verse of Bhagavad Gita, I will accept it. It will be very pleasing to me. Now in this scenario, gopis practically gave their lives to Krishna. Because as Prabhupada is mentioning here, for a young girl to go without clothes is actually in front of someone is worse than done. But they did that. They had the option to drown themselves in the water, like death, and not come out. But they gave their everything, their embarrassment, their life, their full surrender. Complete surrender. And Krishna was very pleased. Because Krishna came to fulfill their desire. Because they were asking Katyayani Devi that they want Krishna to be their husband. And Krishna indirectly fulfilled their desire. And Krishna was very happy with their surrender. The Lord smiled. The Lord is smiling. And he's putting the clothes on his shoulder also with affection. So that's the mood here. Any other thoughts or comments anyone has? I really like the last line. The Lord was completely satisfied with unalloyed devotion. So in short, what pleases the Lord the most is unalloyed. What does unalloyed mean? Anyone? What does unalloyed mean?
Without any contamination.
Yeah, Mataji is a chemistry PhD, right?
Alloy means the two dhatus, mix of 2 or 3 dhatus. Better. So that's it's not pure. So pure.
Yes. Alloy means it's mixed, right? So for example, pure gold, they mix some other metals for different properties or whatever reasons. Sometimes they say, oh, it's pure silver. No, but there's like 10% other elements, other metals. That's called an alloy, right? But what is unalloyed devotion? As Prabhuji mentioned, it's free from any other contamination. Alloy means there is some contamination. Unalloyed means no contamination. So what is that pure ingredient? Pure, selfless, unalloyed love, devotion. That is 100%, 108% pure bhakti, loving devotional service, selfless. Nothing for oneself, everything for Krishna. Pure, 100%. Not even tinge of any other contamination. That's unalloyed. And that completely satisfies Krishna. Because what else they had to like they gave their everything. Correct? They gave their everything to Krishna. Fully obeyed his order. This is unalloyed. This is what pleases Krishna. This is what pleases Guru. Okay, let's take some thoughts or comments or questions anyone has before we wrap up. Anyone wants to add anything or share anything?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, just struck by the thought and the recollection that, and you also mentioned it earlier in this class, that everything already is owned by Krishna. And all we can truly ever offer is devotion. And what a miracle it is to be aware of this in this realm, that all we can offer is devotion, and that is the one thing that Krishna most enjoys, is when we offer devotion. But that's the only thing we can offer. So it's like you sort of can't mess up, right? It's the only thing you can offer is devotion. And that's what Krishna wants. Then it's like you can't mess up. It's impossible. Because if you're sort of feigning offering him anything other than devotion, that's sort of not even really happening from a sort of philosophical point of view, right? Is this correct?
This is correct, but to get to that stage, one has to pass through those ladders, right? So technically you are correct, but to practically getting that stage, if I'm having a hard time to even offer a physical service, or to give even little donation, or to offer some little prasadam, then how can I even get to the full stage? So at least in a conditioned mind, in a conditioned soul like myself, even if I consider, oh, this is my money and I'm giving some X dollars to Krishna, not bad. Krishna says in the chapter 12 of Bhagavad Gita, because pure state will come eventually. Then that gradually I'll understand, oh, this is not mine. This belongs to Krishna. Then try to increase that. So having that state that everything belongs to Krishna, everything belongs to him, and we not just in the head but also in the heart, is a very elevated state. So we have to get there step by step by making incremental progress under Guru Sadhu Shastra. So you are correct.
Yes, as you so elegantly pointed out, technically correct, but not practically correct. But it's an ideal to aim for, I suppose. This is a good thing to aim for, and along that trajectory, this is where renunciation can be in the fourth category, the true renunciation, right?
Absolutely. And that's, we have so many examples on those since we are over time, remind me, I'll share a story tomorrow on this topic of renunciation. So I wanted to quickly point out to a very nice bhajan also, which fits in this category, or in this context, by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Sarvasva Thomar Charani Sampiya. Sarvasva Thomar Charani Sampiya. Purichi Tomar Ghare. Tumito Thakur Tomar Kukur. Boliha Jano More. Very beautiful bhajan. Maybe someone can read the first stanza. Maybe Philip Prabhu, you want to read?
Oh, sure. Thank you. Hare Kṛṣṇa. Now that I have surrendered all I possess, I fall prostrate before your house. You are the Supreme Lord. Kindly consider me your household dog. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Yes, this is like pure surrender, pure unalloyed. I've given everything to you. Whatever, technically I say I possess, my home, my car, my this, my that. Now, just make me your dog, right? That means tie a leash around my neck. You say go left, I'll go left. You say go right, I'll go right. You give me food, I'll eat. You say stay hungry, I'll be hungry. But I'll not leave you. Mama Janmani Janmani Ishwari. This is surrender. So
even in our own house, like we're the dog in Krishna's house, like in our own house, right? Is this sort of the idea behind the song? Like in our own house, like that we walk into when we get off of work, like this is Krishna's house and I'm just sort of the dog that's on the leash, I guess. This is the idea.
Own house. This word own house, my house, your house, his house, her house, Yes, for practical reasons we say all these things, but a pure devotee always consider this is Krishna's house, this is Krishna's property, and I am a caretaker. So if I am a caretaker, I must behave like a caretaker. I must responsibly behave like a caretaker and execute what the master would want me to do. If you always have that mood, then it's Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Then it's the whole world is Krishna's family, everything is Krishna's property. And one time, Jayananda Prabhu, he actually saw like that. He went into a store, he needed a t-shirt. He just picked the t-shirt and said, I never buy anything for myself, because everything is Krishna's. Now, he was not doing it in a very, like a stealing. It was not like stealing. It was not, he was at a very transcendental level that he was seeing. And he honestly said, and someone said, hey, look, thief, catch him. And then the police came. But the police was so, just love matra sadhu sangha. Police was so amazed to see his character, his words, his, Police said, how much was it? $10? Okay, I'll pay $10 to the store owner. You're good. Go. So, anyways, these are some exemplary great souls. But the idea is, yes, that's the idea. That it is, everything is Krishna's. And if we have that vision and that mental mindset, then life is very joyful and happy for everyone. But it's a very responsible position too, right? Hare Krishna. I guess we're already over time, so we'll continue tomorrow with the next verse. Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Jagat Guru Śrī Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhya eva patitānaṁ pāvanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo Namaः. Hare Krishna, thank you. Hari Hari Bol, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Thank you so much. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandat Pranam.